Outside the Box Reviews, we are taking a look at the NECA John J. Rambo Survival Version figure from the NECA Rambo series, Wave 1, 1.5, 2, Figure 2? I have no clue. NECA gave us one Rambo figure, and then what feels like a long time later gave us this one. So I really don't know what to call this. The first one wasn't really a wave, so I'm gonna guess we'll just call this Wave 1. I guess I'll call it Wave 1. That works for me. But we got another Rambo figure from First Blood, and this one I think is a little more iconic from the movie. We get Rambo in his survival mode, so this is pretty much him when he's on the run from the point that he escapes the police station. He's out on the run. He finds the tarp, drapes that over himself, and is out in the woods beating up on cops. To me, much more iconic than the climactic version we got last time. And this figure is loaded down with accessories, so let's take a look. We once again get Rambo's survival knife, exact same thing as last time, same blade, very well detailed. I know NECA is already planning figures from part 2, but I almost wish we could get a part 3, which I think is unlikely, but I just want to watch in toy form the evolution of this knife, because we start off here, and trust me, when we get to First Blood part 2, the new knife is probably going to be quite a bit larger and wider and just more crazy than this one. The evolution of the knives in the movie is hilarious. We also get the same knife yet again in polearm form. It's tied to a stick, which is a very realistic looking branch. Pretty cool. I like the detail they put into this. Very nicely done on NECA's part. And you can hold this decently, as you saw in the beginning of the video. We also get what Internet Movie Firearm Database is telling me is the Colt M1911A1 handgun here. Now, their reference for this in the movie, and once again, it's been a little while since I've seen First Blood, is that this isn't clear in the movie proper, but is really just for the deleted scene where Troutman kills Rambo. So an interesting little piece to put in there, but a beautifully detailed weapon. The brown handle's dirtied, the gunmetal has some wear on it. All the details are in here, just beautifully, beautifully done. Really cool looking. And speaking of Troutman, Rambo comes with his Walkie Talkies so we can keep in contact with him. Pretty cool looking, decently detailed. I have a little paint slop on mine, but it's not horrible. It's an accessory and it's small. And I bet you I could actually probably scratch this paint off because this is black plastic with some silver paint. So that paint could probably come off if I tried. Pretty nicely done. We also get what I believe is his AR-15, another nicely detailed machine gun here, some brown paint on there. Not as much, it's mostly black, but it does have some wear and tear on it. The strap on here is very nice and flexible. You can put it over his shoulder easily like I had it before. You do pretty much whatever with it. It's really great, very reminiscent of some of the stuff we got with Dutch. Just yet another very, very nicely done weapon for Rambo, which I definitely love. And of course, once again, we get the gripping hand for holding the knife, which is nice and necessary. The knife is the only thing he needs to grip. It's easier to get the branch mechanism thing in his hand with the more open trigger hand, at least in my experience. Now this head sculpt looks a lot more like Stallone to me. It's not as pissed off. He has more of the feathered 70s hair going on, but it just looks more Stallone to me, and it's not as shiny plastic as it was before. I actually really like this head sculpt. I think this works really well. Looking at this figure now, I wonder if maybe it's supposed to be telling the story of him being dirty and nasty, but then gets cleaned off or even sweaty or whatever it is to make that other version of the figure, since that one technically comes later than this. Still, I like the overall paint job on this better. The neck's dirtier, the face is dirtier, pretty much everything's dirtier, but it works really well. The hair has a nice sculpt to it. It did a good job on it. He has his tarp poncho. It's the same body underneath without the bullet belts, but he has the tarp poncho, which is nicely done, very dirty. You have the hard sculpted in tie around the waist. That connects over here at the sides. It spans the gaps you can see under it. On this side, mine popped out. It's just a simple matter of super gluing it back together. It really only popped out because I was trying to see how removable it was, and it is, but you probably will have to break this apart like I did, which kind of stinks. He has the blood on his arm wound again, which the arm is painted much better as well. Much more dark tones in there, just looking better overall. But the blood is actually on the tarp as well, which is really cool. Some blood splatter there. Same pants we've had before, nothing to get too excited over, and same feet. He also still has his holster over here on the side for his knife. For articulation, he has a ball-jointed head, pin socket shoulders, bend and swivel at the elbow, ball-jointed wrist, ball joint at the mid-torso, a little harder to get because of the costume. Legs can go forward, back, out to the side, and rotate, bend and swivel at the knee, and ball joint at the foot. I'd say if you're going to get one of these Rambo figures, this is the one of the two to get. I like the sculpt better, I like the paint better, he comes with a lot of accessories, he's more iconic in my mind. Just overall an improvement over the first release. I think he just works a lot better on every level. The question is, do I recommend him? That one's hard. I guess I do recommend him, I just don't have a whole lot of love for it. I'm not a huge Rambo fan, I'm more of a casual Rambo fan, and I only really picked these figures up because I was able to get them very inexpensively, and I wanted to review them because these were kind of the first things after Dutch beyond the Rocky line that came out with that translucent plastic, and I kind of wanted to see how it worked on other figures. And my answer is, it works okay. It really requires a lot of moderation to get it to work the way that it needs to. NECA's done it sometimes, they've failed other times. So he gets a mild recommend. I just don't have the passion for the character or the figure that I would other things. But I see no reason to tell you not to get him. He's very overall solid. Make sure you check out Outside the Box Reviews on Facebook. There'll be a link below. Also check out Outside the Box Reviews on Instagram. Username Outside the Box Reviews. And until next time, when they're Outside the Box Reviews, stay tuned for more to come. And I promise you I won't do a bad Stallone impression this time.